Hello everyone, and in this video we're gonna go over our first song, which is Розовый Вечер by a band Ласковый Май. Розовый вечер means pink evening. I suspect it's pink because it's the shade of the sky that is made when the sun is setting. So розовый means pink, and вечер means evening. And the song came out in 1989. Why do I think it is significant? So it's just a pop song. It's a pop song from a band that became, I would say, um, the first homegrown pop band, because up to that point, the restrictive communist regime kept pretty tight control over what music gets released. But in 1989, I guess they started to soften their grip. And, because during communism, they really wanted the music to have some sort of it had to be approved. It had to be approved by the state. And they wanted it to have some sort of cultural value or educational value or some grander purpose for the people. But as I said, the script was starting to slip, and people started just coming out and making music and having it be played without the approval. And we of course in America view it as a good thing, though some might say it's good to have when the state can filter things, so there's not a lot of nonsense or like violence or bad influence or content that is kind of decadent. I guess it's its own debate, but regardless, I feel like, and this is from my perspective. You talk to somebody else, they might have a little different perspective, but to me, this was the song that symbolized that turning point. The song that was a big hit, and it was a completely different sound. I was 9 years old back then. This was during summer of '89 that I was hearing the song blasting from like every speaker, and I went to two camps that summer. One was a sports camp, and another was a regular pioneer camp. We still had young pioneers back then, and even at 9 years old, I could feel how this is different. This was a symbol. This was like that the change was in the air. For me, it was this song that like made me feel that change. It was very different from anything that was on the radio waves before or on TV before, and certainly not in such a not in such a not in such a wide playing volume. Like I said, it seemed like it was everywhere. It was played at all these discos and um, whatever, car radios, other places. It was almost like people have been, you know, kind of just they this kind of stuff they've been prevented from hearing it, and now that they could, they just like couldn't get enough of it. That's my own interpretation on things, but and the song itself doesn't really. It's not that there are some themes in it that are decadent. It's just, it's just it probably wouldn't get passed by the state censors, or maybe it did. And like I said, they were softening the grip. But the point is, uh, it was this song that to me represents that pivot from the tightly, state-controlled media that can be played to basically pretty much unrestricted free environment. So yeah, I still sometimes when I hear that song, I think back to the summer of '89 and just kind of drop back into that time and place. Um, I guess other songs in your lives also have that effect, kind of take us back. And for me, that's where it takes me back. So to me, this song is culturally significant, and I decided to make it part of our cultural minute. Maybe I should call it musical minute because I intend for the rest of the class, for the rest of the course, for us to be uh, studying songs. I think it's more productive for our language, and also because you know, with I don't know how GLN is going to keep doing the courses. The teacher for frequent flyers, the more advanced class, didn't show up. But if she does show up, next time you guys, the more advanced guys, will probably leave me and go to her. But if you don't leave me, well, I should say, if she doesn't show up and you will stay in my course, then the challenge will be how to make it beneficial to everyone. And I feel like going through songs is probably the best way to do it, because in the song there's going to be something for everyone. I have a feeling that even the more advanced of you in Russian will still find something in the song that maybe is a word or two that you don't know, or things are phrased in a certain way you've never heard before. So I think it'll be beneficial. And for those of you who are in the tourist class, Abdallah and Brandon, don't be intimidated by the fact that you look at this text and you maybe only recognize like a word or two. Because when we go through the song and we take it apart, some of it will catch with you. Some of it you probably won't absorb it all, but you will absorb some of those things. You will absorb, a new 5 words maybe, and you'll absorb them in a sentence, and it'll be like in the catchy song format. Excuse me, and and it will benefit you. I know because when I was, trying to improve my Spanish, I did it partially through songs, and some of that stuff still stuck with me today. Um, a few new words can make a big difference because early on it's kind of an exponential growth situation where you, knowing a few words leads to a few more words, and it just kind of snowballs on itself. So all this to say that I think this will be beneficial for everyone. All right, here we go. So now when you listen to the song, you will be able to make more of it. But I'll be curious to hear in the next class if you think this was beneficial or not. All right, so here we go. The first sentence. Закат окончил летний теплый вечер. And I'm providing Google translation here. In some places, I think it's mostly good, but I think you'll still need my guidance to know which word is which. So zakat means sunset. Окончил means ended or finished, and here we have it in the past tense as we studied. So окончить means to have something finished. Летний means summer, but not as a noun, but as an adjective, like something pertaining to summer. Теплый means warm, теплый, and вечер. Oh, what did I do there? And вечер means evening. So закат окончил летний теплый вечер. So it's like the sunset finished warm summer warm evening. And you can rephrase it into English, however it sounds more natural, but that's what it's saying. Закат окончил летний теплый вечер. Остановился На краю земли. Остановиться is a reflexive verb, which means to stop self. And остановился is the past tense of that. So stopped self, на краю is literally on edge, but translated into English should be at edge. And земли is the genitive case of земля, which means earth, like our planet. So остановился на краю земли, I would translate as stopped at the edge of earth. Остановился на краю земли. Тебя я в этот вечер не замечу. Okay, so he is repositioning words here a little bit. The subject of the sentence here is я, so I, в этот, in this, вечер, evening, so I in this evening, and then заметить means to notice, but he's negating it. So не замечу, and then so заметить is to notice, which if we agree it to я, it becomes замечу, and it's in the future tense. So, and then тебя is you, but it's not. But it's in a, which case is it in? It's an accusative case. So, and he could have said я в этот вечер не замечу тебя. That would have been just as fine. But to stay with but as I said, Russian is flexible, and so this sentence can be reworded, and it flows better with the song if he says тебя я в этот вечер не замечу. Тебя я в этот вечер не замечу. И, we all know this means and. Okay. Лживые. Лживый is a adjective to describe lying. Лживые is the plural of that. Now, all of you know не нужно. Нужно is something that's needed. Не нужно is something that's not needed. So okay. And lying, not needed. Слезы, which is plural for tears. And лить means to pour, like to pour water. So he's saying, in lying, no need tears to pour, or no need to pour lying tears. И лживые не нужно слезы лить. Next one is достаточно, достаточно, which is enough. Терпеть means to endure. So enough, enduring. Твои, which is plural for possessive of you. So твои, обманы, which is falsehoods, deceptions, lies, those types of things. So he's saying here, достаточно терпеть твои обманы, which means enough enduring of your falsehoods or deceptions, as Google translates it. И слушать. I think you all know слушать means to be listening. Ночью. The word ночь means night, as in the day and night. And ночью is like during the night. It's ночь in the, which case is it? Instrumental case? Yeah, I think it's in the instrumental case. And listen during the night. Сказки is like fairy tales. Or about. And любви means of love. So there's a word любовь, which means love, and this is love in genitive case. So и слушать ночью сказки о любви. И можешь верить. So you all know what можешь means. It's means it's basically saying you can. But notice he's dropping the pronoun here. He's not saying "и ты можешь," which he could have said, but it wouldn't flow well with the song. However, he's totally at liberty to drop the pronoun here because "можешь" can only be paired up with "ты." And you'll hear Russians do it all the time. They just go straight to the verb in the singular second person without stating the pronoun. So he's saying, and you can now верить. This is straight from our formula. Like, I can, I want, you can, you want, you need, you like. So this is, and you can, so he's saying, and you can, and then he says верить, which means believe or trust is, believe or trust. Верить мне. I think all of you will understand this. И можешь верить мне. Now we all know мне means to me. In Russian, we either believe in something or we believe to something or we believe to someone. So now in English, we can believe in something or we believe someone. So that's the difference. So we're not saying и можешь верить меня. That would be incorrect. И можешь верить мне. We're using the dative case pronoun, which means to me. And that's a way of saying, and you can believe me. That's a way of saying, and you can trust me. И можешь верить мне больше. I think we all know what that means. And when applied with negation here, больше means no more. And больше я не стану. Let's see. Больше, so more and стану is стать is basically to become. Стану in this case is the future of that. And it's kind of in this case, it's kind of an auxiliary verb to indicate future or indicate one's state in the future. Больше я не стану заглядывать. So here's the actual verb that this is leading up to, of what he's not going to do. And заглядывать means to look in. Now, here they translate as to look out. I'm actually inclined to say look in, because выглядывать is to look out. Заглядывать в окно. To look into the window. Окно means window. To look into window. And как хочешь, how you want. Как хочешь, so you live. And живи here is the imperative form of the verb жить, which means to live. So he's saying live how you want. So in all of this, he's saying, you can believe me. I will no longer look into the window. Live how you want. So that was the first verse of the song. And I'll stop for now. I'll be curious to hear what you guys think of this breakdown. And now when you play the song, how much does this help you? Does this help you, those of you who are advanced? Does this help you, those of you who are still beginners? Because, maybe you didn't pick up, and I'm not expecting you to remember like every one of these words, of course, because like you don't know 90% of them. But I think you will pick up something like и можешь верить мне. That's a good thing to remember, right? And you can trust me. That's a good thing to remember. You can probably remember a word like окно, which means window. You can probably remember like как хочешь, так живи. How you want, so you live, or live how you want. So you can probably remember here and there some of these individual words. Вечер, obviously, you'll remember. And maybe a few other words. And yeah, and I think it'll be beneficial and it'll be fun, and you can turn up the volume and lower the windows and blast this song as you are stuck in traffic somewhere in Dupont Circle, and maybe once in a while you'll hear somebody like look up and stare at you because they also grew up in Soviet Union during that time, and you'll have a bonding experience. Yeah, it's another benefit. But yeah, let me know.